What's up, y'all? I wanted to make an end of year video kind of explaining where I'm going in the future content-wise with Spiced Illustrations. I rebranded myself as Spiced Illustrations about 5 years ago after using Ellie the Box Studios, which is my webcomic, to using my name, to just this. I wanted something to be kind of an umbrella of everything I made. Comics, content, convention stuff, just art, business, everything. And when I started this was about at the lip of being in the middle of the pandemic. So I had like a lot of free time on my hand, basically. It was also around this time that I was finishing up my webcomics, starting up streaming, and going into content creation. I was focusing a lot on like making videos and just making stuff outside of just what I was creating and just being very present online. Now, as the pandemic turned into an endemic and things started opening up again, I started getting back into cons and I was vlogging at the ones that I could get into, of course, but things have been really shifting for me career-wise in the art realm, both for good, but also different than what I've been doing. And so I kind of want to like talk about it, basically because things are going to be changing. I'm not quitting. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not quitting, I promise. But I'm definitely stopping some things and doing other things a little bit more. So first and foremost, for those who don't know, if you don't, then you might be new here, and that's okay. But last year, it was around fall last year of 2024, I signed my first deal with a publisher, which helped me get Princesa Taco out there, my first graphic novel, which was actually a creation that me and my stream community put together through 3 different years of the 24-hour comic challenge. Each year we worked on a chapter and all 3 chapters were put together and it became a graphic novel, and now it's out there and people can hold it and buy it and read it, and it's so cool. And that debuted in April at C2E2, which was one of my dream conventions to go to, and it was amazing. But literally the day that I came back from that convention, I landed in the hospital. I had gallstones and my gallbladder was rotting so quickly that it had to be ripped out of me. But I couldn't have surgery immediately because I had an infection. There was a lot going on medically. From the minute I got back from C2E2 all the way up to pre-surgery, healing, and surgery, and then post-surgery, I was kind of out of it creatively and life-wise. So I had a lot of time to just like sit in the not grind of it all and think about a lot. I couldn't really do a lot. I couldn't do cons. I wasn't streaming as often. I tried to do a charity stream, but it was painful, I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to keep up with the things that I had put on hold for C2E2 that were still waiting for me when I got back. Got those projects done. Like I had a book project that I was finishing all throughout surgery and recovery, which was really cool. I illustrated another book, which was really cool. I'll talk about that in a second though. But all of that leading up to me coming back from recovery, I think this was about August or September, and immediately just being busy, like really busy. And it was busy for good. I will say it was all busy things for good, but it made me realize I don't want to do all of this anymore. Like when it comes to being an artist, I very much miss being an artist. Just illustrating and doing what I love, putting it online, whatever finished product I have, and there it is. That's really all I have to do. And it really sucks that like right now in this social media age, especially when social media algorithms are suppressing artists and just not really fun to be on, so everyone's leaving, it's not a motivating thing to want to put time into when it comes to overall content creation. That brings me to my first little change that I'm doing. So when it comes to social media, I am on Instagram, I'm on Blue Sky, I'm on Threads, but I'm not really enjoying social media a lot. I'm posting what I need to on Instagram, like promos and whatever, which still feels gross. I just like posting art. I don't like having to post like promos and stuff because I feel like Instagram's like a portfolio to me, but that stuff has to go somewhere. Otherwise no one knows anything. I hate social media. I could go on a rant on how much I hate social. I'm going to sound like a total boomer. I hate social media, but I find social media more fun when I'm just being myself, when I'm just interacting with people, when I'm just whatever. And I want to do that more. I don't want to focus on the catch me here, catch me there, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like that should just be something that is just out there, or I have it somewhere posted, pinned, whatever. So going forward, I hope to be utilizing social media more for social aspects. I want to be more social. I want to interact with people more. That's why I started doing what I was doing 5 years ago, streaming and making stuff online. I wanted to meet people and talk to people. Social media is definitely going to be less, I don't know how to explain it. Commercial, more human. I feel like we need more of that, especially right now with the rise of stupid ass f***ing AI. I want to be out there being louder than it. So yeah, I'm still gonna post art. Of course, my final pieces and whatnot will be on Instagram and Kara. I got on Kara. I don't like it that much yet, but I also feel like I'm not utilizing it completely yet. We'll see, but I am on there. I don't like it yet though. But that's social media in general. Next, I'm going to talk about content creation. I've always been excited to create content during the pandemic. I mean, I had time and whatever, and when I was starting to get back out to cons, I was excited to try to do it again after. I was a big convention vlogger before the pandemic happened. That's what I loved doing. That's what helped me build my old YouTube channel before it fucking got zapped. Anyone who found me, again, thank you for finding me again, but I lost a lot of people because my account got zapped during the pandemic. But that was what I loved doing. That's what helped me grow as a creator and helped me get found by conventions. Unfortunately, during the pandemic, conventions weren't happening, or I just wasn't doing them for a long while once things were slowly opening up, because I am immunocompromised. I couldn't just go out risking my health if people were out there with COVID symptoms, just being like, oh, it's just a cold. Like, I had family members who literally did that and I got COVID from them. Like, I couldn't trust anyone. And COVID is not fun when you're immunocompromised. You feel like you're gonna die. That's not an exaggeration. I need people to understand that. And so I wasn't wanting to risk it as quickly. I was slowly trying local markets, and I was slowly realizing as I was getting back into the convention scene, this was like 2023, that a lot of people started doing art during the pandemic, which isn't a bad thing. That's great. I'm glad there are so many artists out there, but the market for it got much more competitive for conventions, for tabling. And on top of that, because of the economy and it all, inflation happened and table prices have skyrocketed. So being able to do a convention has gotten a lot harder for me. I'm not as prominent on the convention scene anymore, which is fine. And I'll talk about that again later. But I don't want to invest so much in something that I am not as marketable to for conventions. Because like, I used to be very much the artist that would draw fan stuff. I loved drawing fan art. I loved selling it, but I loved doing that. I loved making so many stickers. I loved making so many prints. I loved making so much merch of stuff that wasn't as heavily original than fan stuff. Like, my proportions were definitely more fan stuff. That's what I loved doing. That's how I booked more shows. And over the time of the pandemic, where I was focusing on my comic, focusing on my work, focusing on streaming and creating, I became more and more secure with my own style, with my own creations, that I started making so many new original things. And I loved them. And that's what I was out there with, but I wasn't established yet. I didn't establish myself before the pandemic with any of my original works, that I couldn't market myself well enough to get into conventions anymore. And that's fine. I still plan on working on that, but that brings me to this next point. I am not booking that many conventions anymore, and that's okay. I want to focus on booking conventions as a independent creator, independent comic artist, because that is what I thankfully get to do now. I have my published graphic novel. I got to illustrate a book, even though it was a private project. I got to illustrate a book this year as well. And I have 2 projects already tacked on that I'm starting literally during my holiday break that's coming up. Like, I'm trying to get this video. I have so much. We have a podcast recording in like an hour. I have so many things to get done this week so that I can peacefully work on project stuff without being interrupted. Like, I'm trying so hard. This end of year got busy, but I'm so grateful that I am at a point where I am booking projects where I'm illustrating stories, comics, children's books. It's really f***ing cool. It's been my dream to illustrate comics and stories and bring them to life visually, and I get to do that now. But that means I'm spending a lot of time doing it. So along with that, spending a lot of time illustrating these books and focusing on that more than producing fan art and just kitschy things for shows, I'm building myself up as an illustrative artist, like a story artist. So my shift in a convention scene is going to be looking a little different. And therefore, I may not be booking shows as often because I'm not, you know, making the keychains, making the bags, the prints. So I'm not doing that anymore unless it's like my own titles of stuff later on established. Like that's a little bit down the road, but it's not now. So if I do book conventions, which I have a couple of shows already booked for next year, which is really cool, I'm not going to be vlogging anymore. I want to focus on building myself and community in person and focus on that. Because I noticed after the pandemic, vlogging has been a lot harder. And I don't know if that's because I've come to terms with my social anxiety or not, but I feel very invasive when I vlog. And I also feel like I'm not as attentive at my table, especially when I'm at a busy venue. Like I remember being at San Japan in San Antonio, and I just wanted to focus on people coming to my table. I wanted to make conversation, whatever. I didn't want to worry about filming content. That was just something I didn't want to worry about. And on top of that, when I get home from the conventions, I have to edit the vlog. And for those who may or may not know, I do have a day job. I work a 9 to 5 because I have to. I'm an immunocompromised person that needs healthcare in the United States. I need my day job. I wish I was at a point where my illustrative career could pay for all my bills, but unfortunately, in this economy, I cannot. And I'm not embarrassed to say it. And I'm super thankful that I don't hate my job. I actually really enjoy my job. And so I want to be able to keep it so that I can keep my house, so that I can keep my insulin, and so that I can stay alive, so that I can keep making stories and drawing pictures for y'all. But that does require taking time away from any sort of free time that I have outside of my day job and illustrative work now to edit and do all this stuff. And I don't want to do it anymore. I just don't have time. If I do make content though, I'm not saying I'm not going to. If I do, I may focus on just more short form vlogs on like TikTok Reels. What's YouTube? YouTube Shorts. I don't mind making little vlogs like those if I have time, if I have the energy, because I can easily edit them on my phone, but I don't want to make it like this is what I do. I may do it. I'm really sorry for anyone who enjoyed the vlogs. I am going to keep all my old vlogs up, of course, but something that's really cool is that there are a lot of creators online who are making Artist Alley vlogs, and they are great. Yeah, just go search Artist Alley vlogs on YouTube. There's so many cool people. Jay Perrier is one of the creators that I follow, who I've met at a show and has really cool art. And just go follow and support all these other creators too. There's a lot of other people out there hustling and doing this who are able to. So yeah, and that also brings me to short form content. I used to record a lot of other short form content, but I think the only thing I want to focus on now are my little animatics and stuff like that. I find it so fun to make those, and I want to make more and more. I find like little audios, I find just like stories and stuff like that, and I find it fun to have that be like a storyboarding, thumbnailing practice for comic work. So if I make any of those are all going up on the Shorts social media platforms for sure. I've had a lot of fun making them, and I get to meet a lot of other people through those, especially because I do a lot of fandom related stuff, especially One Piece. Especially One Piece, and I just have fun making them. So I'm going to continue making those. So that's going to be mostly the content that I'm putting online is those little animatics. And if I do have time to vlog at shows, it's just going to be short form vlogs. In addition to all this though, I am becoming the producer, head, editor, everything of Drawin Disasters, and I really want to dedicate my time to that show. Me and Izzy have so much fun making that show, and we really want to continue promoting doing art and just being silly for fun, especially in this day and age. And I think Drawin Disasters needs more of my attention and more of my editing time when I have it. We're both working women, and so we only record like once a month, but even then I feel like having that once a month and then having my vlogs to edit and then having content to edit and then having other stuff to do, it was just too much. If I just have Drawin Disasters to focus on, then I'll give it the attention it needs and I can help make it better, you know? So yeah, that's where my YouTube presence will be. I will be focusing on Drawin Disasters, and if there's anything online, it's mostly going to be short form content. And so what's happening to streaming? Is anyone asking? I'm going to talk about it anyway. But I am streaming. I'm not streaming as much, but I am streaming twice a week, hopefully. But as of right now, I'll be streaming on Wednesdays and Sundays. Wednesdays being more work-related stuff, and Sundays being more fun or gaming stuff. And if I do happen to have time, I may add another one on the week, but I am doing a lot of project stuff that really it's not supposed to be online, but we want to like build up anticipation, so I can't really work on it in public, so a lot of that will be worked on offline. However, if you ever want sneak peeks, if you ever want to like look at the behind the scenes, I do post everything on my Patreon that I can, which is kind of the way that I'm supporting myself right now artistically, is through Patreon. I will be working on posting behind the scenes stuff. You get Drawin disasters unbleeped, and sometimes you get extra footage. I also like to post wallpapers. I also give y'all studio updates on everything going on weekly. There's a lot going on Patreon. That's where I will probably be the most active outside of social media, and where you can keep up with me creatively. Plus, it only costs $4 for the small package, $5 if you want the Drawin disasters package. It's less than a Twitch subscription. Literally, do not subscribe to me on Twitch if you're on Patreon. Like, it's okay. You don't need my emotes, I promise you. But I thankfully get to spend a lot of my time illustrating stories, illustrating books, and I want to make sure I have more time to myself as well. I want to be able to rest. Stress got me into some gallbladder issues that just kept getting worse and worse, and I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be stressed all the time. So I'm working on that as well. And for anyone out there who needs any motivating words, make sure you take time to rest as well, even if you're a creative. For those who strive to have art be your full-time job or whatever, do think about yourself as well. I know the starving artist motif is very something people yearn over, but it's never been anything that is at all glamorous. Yeah. I just wanted to give y'all an update on that, so in case y'all didn't see any more videos from me for a very long time, that's where I'm at. I'm okay. I'm just creating in other ways. And hopefully, internet culture gets better. I don't know. I'm very tired of social media. But thank you all for watching. Thank you all for supporting. Catch me on Patreon if you want any behind the scenes stuff at my art. Catch me on Twitch every week. I'll be on break from December 19th through January 12th. But after that, I'll be back and ready. And thank you all for your support. Y'all are amazing. Anyone who's been watching since day one of the old channel, day one of this new channel. And if this is your first day, well, I'm not quitting creating. So you came in at a good time where I'm doing the short attention spans. Have an amazing holiday and new year, and take care. Mwah.